Lights on, helmets. 10 seconds.
Welcome. I'm Chris McKean.
And I'm Andy Kiner.
We're all about cross-country racing, and usually it starts with 10 seconds.
But not in Iowa. In Iowa, it starts with hands-on helmets.
Welcome back, buddy.
I almost forgot it's been so long.
It's been a while. I needed a break. I'll take the blame here on this one. I needed to step away and take care of some behind-the-scenes stuff as we get ready. Yep, we got a lot going on in my household currently. So, yeah, football. I mean, this is my only free night, I think, this week of something non-football related. So
I feel like I don't want to say that 3-letter word, but I've been there, done that. And I'm kind of past that. Now I get to pick and choose where I go. You know, I'm not tied down. So I feel for you. Until you're in that, you always think you're busy until you get in that situation. And when you get in the situation that you're in now, it's like, how in the heck did I ever get anything done? You know?
Yep. And being taught a hard lesson that take every moment you got.
Yep. As they get older, things change, priorities, and once again, been there, done that. I ain't got any advice for you. Nothing worked for me, so it's tough. But you know, that is kind of part of the series that I absolutely love, Chris. When you go onto the Facebook, like right now, I could go on there and you see all the stuff, you know, that the family share that they're doing outside of the racing, you know, the baseball, the football's going now. We just had a beauty pageant. Bailey, I think it was, competed in, you know, there's dance stuff going on all the time and softball and, you know, it's just the vacations and going racing other places, you know, it's just, once again, that's another reason that I know you know this, but maybe not everybody does. That's the main reason we only do 7 races a year. You know, all that stuff is in between the races is so important, you know, but yeah, as you're going through right now, you know, with family and as things grow, things change, and, you know, and it's like you said, man, you can't waste any time. It's like, that's the one thing we can't get back, you know? So
all good. So what's new with you? What did you get to do with your time off?
Work. Trying to make up for time gone, you know? It's about it for me. It's been just about it, really. Gotcha. Work and get ready for the next race.
Yeah, speaking of next race, it's race week. You know, one of the favorites. I mean, awesome track, awesome facility.
Yeah, new one last year.
Yep.
You know, and Chris, before I forget, just get this thing started out right. So we've had the state fair race. We've had our Cahokia race.
Yep.
We're getting ready for Weldon, which is only the 2nd year there. So as we go through this stuff, if anybody has any questions, you know what I mean, or anything, feel free to pop anything up over the last couple races that we've had we need to address, more than happy to address anything. We just, obviously we're going to be kind of rushing through tonight with, some of the stuff going on and getting it through in the 1 hour podcast, right?
Yeah, that's the goal.
So, yeah. So I know we're going to miss some stuff, and I feel bad for everybody that's done really well and had some situations, and we haven't gotten a chance to discuss them with everything's been going on. But so if there's something that needs brought up or something, feel free to, let us know, and we can take a look and go back and visit that. So, but just want to address anything that needs addressed for sure. The one thing I do want to say real quick before we get on to this next race is there has been a lot of talk, positive talk. We are looking for a new track to put in next year. And right now, I believe we have a potential, not for sure yet. We know we have one new one to go look at. And as of this week, we have potentially, it's not for sure yet, hope to know maybe by this next race this weekend, potentially have 2 more tracks to go look at. So
nice.
Yeah, we're definitely replacing one of them. We're pretty sure we'll know that in a couple weeks, I guess. But more than likely we're replacing one. But then our goal is always to have, you and I've talked 10 to 14 tracks that we can revolve and let one set for a year, and bring this one in. And we just never been able to get to that point. But, it's things that we might, if we get another one in Eastern Iowa, we might be able to rotate a couple of them over there, in Central. So if you have any ideas for tracks you'd like to see one in your backyard, please get a hold of us if you have any suggestions. We're really kind of focusing on Central Iowa, Northern Missouri type situations, kind of where we're focused on. But doesn't mean that we won't, talk about, really anywhere. We just got to take a look at situations. So, but yeah, I just want to throw that out there. I really appreciate the ones that have brought up ideas about the racetracks and are out there, talking and looking for them and passing it on. Like I said, I just had another conversation today about one of the potential tracks that we find out here pretty soon and get a chance to go look at some of them, and I think they've all got great potential. So
good news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so we're obviously getting ready for Weldon. I was just down there Sunday dropping off a trailer. A lot of stuff going on, so we didn't actually get to work on the track this weekend. But we'll be down there tomorrow night and be able to get started maybe a little bit tomorrow night, or at least check things out. But what we're hearing is Dave and Bear, the owner, was telling me that there's some storms. Sounds like we have a lot of cutting to do with trees down on the track and stuff. And so we're going to have a lot of cutting to do. But we haven't quite decided which way we're going. With the motocross track, we've got some stuff to figure out if we're going to switch directions, or we might even just go, being this is only the second time there, we might even keep it the same direction. So we got a couple things to get figured out, but we're looking forward to it.
I thought this was funny because, which was one of the things we can kind of talk about, that new track means that the trails, the width is pretty tight. So we had a lot of trees jump out in front of folks last year. So it's something to kind of keep in mind. There are spots to be wide open, right? We got a motocross section.
Yep.
But then there's also some really tight stuff. So got to be a little bit prepared for everything for this track.
Yep. So. And without having the side-by-sides anymore, which not saying we're proud of that, but with the situation that we have and some situations that are going, we know that that's probably not going to be back. So with that being said, the tracks, having side by sides in an ATV race obviously widens it out. So the potential we got now, I can tell you in the last 3 years, we've lost at least 2 opportunities to go to new tracks because they did not want the wider side by sides on there, which I understand. It obviously changes some stuff, but with that being said, that has the potential to get us back in to at least one spot that I'm aware of. But like you mentioned with the tighter tracks, that will allow us to keep the tracks tighter and, be more of, I think, a true hair scramble. But then you get to places where it's like there ain't no place to pass, so we got to come up with some alternate lines and stuff like that we have some extra time now without doing side by sides that we have time to do and be able to put some stuff in. So looking forward to that, and this is a track that was, Dave and his family are primarily side by sides. They do a lot of side by side riding down there. I was talking to him. He said that really nobody's been on that track at all for the 4-wheelers. So it's a situation where it's really going to help, keep things together. And, you don't have to do quite as much maintenance when you don't have the traffic on there, Yep. And like you said, keep things tighter. So Adam, I can't guarantee that there won't be any trees jumping out in front of you. There's a lot down right now, but since Adam was the first one to respond, I will tell you that I got to publicly thank Adam for the phone call today, because Adam has been looking for a new track for us and has the potential of having one now. So we got some really cool stuff that we're talking about. So thanks, Adam. So other than that, though, the track, we'll probably put a thing out there. There's several different ways to get there. The one way you can't go, and we'll put that out there, the road right off of 34, you can't go that way if you have a trailer, basically, because it's like a 10-foot overhead crossing, so, and it's actually, if you were looking at taking that way, which I feel bad right now, I don't have it in front of me, so I can't tell you that road. Maybe I can look it up here and have it. But instead of doing that, if you go east about 2 miles and you come right down through the town, which I can't think of the town now either, but you go through there and it literally saves you less gravel, and I think it's quicker by going that way. So I'm gonna look it up here really quick. I hate starting to talk like this, and I don't even have the.
Bet you I can beat you to it.
Yeah, no doubt in my mind you're better at this than I am. Never said that before, have I?
No, not lately.
Because I brought up Cahokia.
See,
wrong.
We're both on the wrong.
Yeah, what did you say earlier when we were talking about that?
I said walk on. I was thinking of the old walk on track.
Yeah,
it's been so long.
Haven't heard that one for a while. Woodburn. So let me just lock this down right now because I got it. So coming from Des Moines, I always go down to Indianola, and I cut over, go down Highway 65 is how I go. And then, 69. 65 goes down to Lucas, and that has a bridge out, so you don't want to take 65. But I cut down through Indianola, go down straight south out of Indianola, go down to Highway 69, and then you turn off on the Liberty Highway. And Liberty Highway takes you straight. It's an absolute straight shot, nice little drive, and it takes you down to Highway 34. Well, as you're going south, for me, Chris, what looks like to be the quickest and how my GPS takes me is it makes me take a right when I hit 34 heading
Yep.
south, and I go down. It's probably not even a quarter of a mile to the west, and there's a road called 288. And that 288, about a mile and a half to 2 miles down, is that crossing. And that crossing, literally, I didn't trust it when Trace and I took the XCC trailer down there this weekend. I didn't even trust it to take it underneath there. So instead of going west, we go east over, and we go down to the Woodburn, and trying to figure out what road that was. Yeah, so GPS is nowadays, you really don't have to know it, but that's 330th, and it's about 2 miles back to the east. And then that takes you down into Woodburn, and the GPS takes you literally right to the track if you click on the address. And it's not bad at all. So basically, I was just talking to Trace about how to get there and stuff to make sure she remembered. And when you go through Woodburn, follow the GPS, but basically it takes you straight south out of Woodburn, and you go till you hit the T. And once you hit the T, you take a right, and you're basically right at the track. So,
yeah.
But that's how we do it. Paul and a lot of the guys take the interstate down. I think you took the interstate down too, didn't you?
Last year. This year, a little bit of a different route. I'll be coming from Atumwa, so I'll be crossing 34.
So
very late night, Friday night.
Yeah. So I just go just like I told you right there. That's exactly how I would go if I was you. But a lot of the guys do come in off the interstate. I'm not as familiar with that, how to get there, but I know they come right down 35 and then cut across at what I think is called the Weldon pavement. And then from Weldon, there's a couple different ways to get there. One was a level B road that's really nice unless it rains. A lot of people took that level B road, but it's not very far at all, as far as you're having to drive on it. But it's literally a really nice road. A lot of people brought the trailers, everything right down it. And then there's another way of just taking another gravel road from there. So, but none of them's really bad. We just get a little bit more rock than we normally have. So, but if you click on that, on the what's provided there on the website, it does take you straight there. So, something to remember. I was wanting to get a hold of David about this, and I didn't get it done. But this is the one that we do not have a way to get our parking. The track does not go through where the pits are. So you are a little distance away. We do have some parking, I believe, alongside on what would be the east side of the driveway coming in, which is a very long driveway. I believe there's room there to park even campers and stuff along the road. But otherwise, we're back a little further. We try to be as lenient as we can, on the pit riding, but we're still going to crack down on it. But, at least they can bring something to drive back and forth from there. Talked to Dave this weekend. We will have 2 different vendors again. The same 2 that were there last year. We're basically setting everything up the same up in his right outside of his building there in his driveway. It's kind of a central location where the scoring's done. It'll be the exact same place. Everything, the awards is all pretty darn close, the same place, the foods, the registration, everything. So it worked out really well last year. So, yep.
Good to know. Yeah, everything was convenient. We also, speaking of everything kind of all there close together, we also have the Jason Mickelson Century 21 adult 90 mini MX track there too. So that's
That
right
was a
up
heck
there.
of a show last year, wasn't it?
Yep, we'll be doing that again this year. So if you my shameless plug, you know anybody that has a 90, like to participate, let us know. Come and sign up Friday.
Yep. Yeah, last year this was probably one of the best shows we had. I think them guys had a lot of fun on that mini motocross track.
Yep,
So
good times.
yeah, that'd be a lot of fun. So
What else we
so
got
yeah,
going on?
that's kind of the Weldon. Our sponsor, Central Iowa Towing and Recovery.
Yep.
I know I actually had to call them twice this year and did a great job. It was awesome knowing who was coming to get it, knowing they're going to take care of it and everything. And I believe one of our track guys just got done using them as well, maybe coming home from Mount Pleasant. So keep in mind Central Iowa Towing Recovery if you ever run into an issue. Ames around Des Moines, they're all over. They've got so many different locations and stuff. And I was impressed. They got to us really quick. And yeah, it was really nice. So definitely thank Dustin Tapp and his whole team there. One thing about them guys, Chris, is you see a lot of the big semis going around, but man, oh man, his stuff is the coolest stuff out there. And you drive by on an accident, you'll be telling them to calm the lights down because it looks like a million Christmas trees out there.
Nice.
We've gotten to work for them at work with HVG, do some hauling from accidents and stuff for semis and stuff. And it just amazes me. I mean, they know exactly what to do every time. It's just smooth. And yeah, it's very impressive when you watch them do what they do. So
Good.
we're looking forward to them. And then obviously our title sponsor, this year is with Power Sports Share. They're up and going right now. And I got to take the blame. I sure wanted to get them on here tonight to give us an update. We'll work on that for next week. I know they've been working really hard on it, but I know they are live now. So you can go on Power Sports Share and get signed up and everything and learn a lot more about the company. So
Good. Oh, what else we got going on here? I'm looking at my list here. Yeah, registrations were a little, switching over kind of some of my stuff on my list. Still time to register. We have until Thursday, 5 p.m. to register. Our shameless plug to help out to get those registrations in. Kind of already talked to the Hotsy Hole Shot's coming up, so we have that at actually at round 7. It's not this round, but it is the last round to qualify to participate in the Hole Shot Challenge at Murray. I do have my list here, so I will and do need to kind of catch people at the races. If you have qualified and gotten a hole shot, and this is for adults only, unfortunately, if you've gotten a hole shot for this year, just let me know, yay or nay, if you wish to participate, so we can kind of get an idea and get those brackets worked out right after the race this weekend, so everybody kind of knows, kind of hype it up a little bit and get everything all organized.
The only downfall of doing it the way we do it, okay, and I think it's all good, but I think it's good to mention this because when we do that, for instance, last year we had people that signed up, they were there watching, but they didn't want to race, and we'd already bracketed them in and everything. Seems like we have this each year. I don't know if the pressure gets to them or what. But if you're not going to race, please don't, when we ask you, don't take a spot because that screws up the, your bracketing,
Yep.
and there's a lot of times where, how the cutoffs are, where it's a 24, 48 man or, 32, whatever it is. And I know we ran into this a couple times where we've got like 2 people that puts it over the top. So then you have all these buys, So if you're not going to race, don't take the spot, if you are going to race, then absolutely. It's a cool thing. I don't know anywhere else in the country that they do something like this. It was just a really cool deal that came up really from racers. Really is the one that gave us this idea, and created something new. And it's just a lot of fun. And every year it gets to be more and more people watching and stuff. And I'll never forget last year, you remember the big surprise of last year? And it never fails, Chris. This could go on the What's Bugging Andy thing, but we're not going to. So
what never fails is that who won?
Well, yeah, okay. So who won?
4.
Right. And the cool part about what you're saying right there is the variety of machines and the ages and stuff that were in there. Every year it starts out with someone gets beat. It's like, oh God, 4x4 shouldn't be in that. 2-stroke shouldn't be in that. We've heard everything, Last year we had, was a YFZ 450, I think, was in there. We had, was there one utility made it?
Yeah.
Into there?
Yeah.
And then who won last year? Who?
It was Mr. George.
Oh, Cody George. Yeah, won with the utility. Yep. But then was Sonny second or third?
Oh man, you're really pressing it. I have to go back and look.
I know he's top 4.
Yeah.
But I mean, to do that, and Sonny was on a 250, So we have everything. We have a 450. We have I believe Cody was on the 1000, utility. So. And then you're going to hear this, and it's not fair because they shouldn't be in there. Well, the year before there was, 4 or 5 side by, or not side by side, 4 or 5 utilities on there. And yeah, they might have a little bit more speed. They might have a little bit more traction with the forward drive, but they also got a lot more. They got twice the weight, So when you get down there, we've watched them trying to get slowed down, to make that corner and come back. And I guess for people that maybe aren't even familiar with it, what we do at Murray on the Hotsy Hole Shot Challenge is we just line them up. It's really kind of like a barrel race. And we go through just like a normal start, where the hands-on helmets, and we put 10 seconds and we drop the board. They've got to fire it up. They drive down. What do you think that is? Probably 50 yards, maybe? I'm going to guess.
Yeah, I'm going to say 50, 60 yards.
Yeah. So then they go in between this year, I hope we have the Hotsy. I'm going to try to make sure we got the Hotsy banner if we can to put up there, but they'll go between the banner and then we put a bail on each side back about 30 feet. We've even had people, you've heard it, I'm sure. I know Brock's heard it. Well, this bail here is back 5 feet further than this one. It's not science, we're just trying to have fun, get it close, but basically you go in between the banner and the bail, you come around the bail and then you come back and it takes you about 30, 40 feet to get back. And whoever crosses in front of the banner first is the one that wins it. So, yeah, it's just a lot of fun. And people say pressure don't get to them. I have seen the pressure get to, you've seen it, and they're on that line. It's just, everybody's watching. There's only 2 people. And remember, we flip the coin. So we don't tell them which lane they're in, they flip the coin, they get to choose and stuff. And it's one of the factors I think a lot of people forget is don't we start at like 7 in the morning or something?
We have to do it at 7 o'clock to try to get at least through the first couple rounds, especially with the number. So the higher the number of participants, the more races that we have to have. Currently, I have 44 that are eligible.
44. Nice.
We got a lot of new winners, a different winner so far in AA class for each race. So, yeah, it's a little bit higher number already. So, and we still will have an opportunity of 13 more?
Yeah. So this is the last qualifier.
14 more.
Some people might get confused if you're not familiar with this, and feel free to ask questions or shoot me a question or anything. We'll try to answer any of it on this, but this is, you might think you can still qualify because it's got one more race left, but it's only the first 6 qualify for the whole shot challenge. So yeah, this is the last opportunity to qualify. Like Chris was saying, we'll get everything drawn maybe a little quicker so everybody knows about it, get talking about it more. We usually do it, a couple days before that last race, but yeah, we'll work it in. Try to, maybe we can shoot for the week before's podcast, to have something to be able to talk about on that deal. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. I mean, in our sport, the whole shots have never really meant much, and now you're getting your t-shirt, you get the opportunity to make some money at the whole shot challenge. What do we pay out? Like total like $750 in it or something like that.
Yep. Something.
So, and Hotsy always has some of the cool things to give out that day. I'm hoping I got to talk to them a little bit more, but I'm hoping they might be there this year to kind of see and enjoy it. So keep this thing going. We need as many people out there, watching and having fun, cheering them on, and let Hotsy know how much they appreciate it. I do got to say real quick though, last time I talked to Hotsy was at the state fair, and it was really cool because they said they'd had several racers stop by and thank them for being a part of the series. So it was really nice to hear that, and I know they appreciate it. So definitely looking forward to that event. It's like an event within an event, between that and the we also do the whole shot challenge for the adult 90s, right?
Yes, we do.
That's the Jason Mickelson Century 21 race that day.
Correct.
So,
and that kind of wraps up the points for the mini series as well.
Yep. Yeah, there's a lot going on. We're kind of jumping ahead talking about that race as much, but
I was just kind of jumping to as I needed some information from the racers, but
yeah. But that's a race, Chris, that you don't want to miss. Friday night, even though it's in September, it's a tradition that we have. We'll still recognize Halloween. So we'll have the Halloween costume contest that night, or the pit contest. I forget exactly how she does that. We'll maybe get that announced next week so people can be planning on that. But we have the trick-or-treating for the kids. And then we haven't even talked about this, but I'm saying we're doing it because it was so dang good, was the potluck afterwards on Saturday night after everything's over. We had some amazing food there last night. People hung out, had some karaoke afterwards, I think. It was just a lot of fun, when the racing's done. It's just the race families and getting together and eating a lot of good food. I mean, that's what it's all about. That race is, you think about, so you got trick-or-treating on Friday night to kick things off. You have 7:00 the next morning, you have your whole shot challenges. Then we got to work in the adult 90 race. We got all the kids, in their final time getting to go out for the Iowa series that year, and then the adult race. We close things off with the award ceremony, and then we go have our potluck, and it's amazing that race. There's so many people that stick around and have fun. It's double-edged sword, as you know, Chris. You almost need a break. So you're like, I'm glad we made it through it. But then the other side, it's like, son of a gun, it's all done, So.
Yep. You got to get everything hurry up and calculated, which I quietly threw out there. The points have been all updated with. That was rather quick after the race. Just kind of get everything wrapped up for the year.
Yeah, absolutely.
One thing, not that we're all jumping around because we're winging it tonight, and that's, I think, what we do best. But one thing that has changed since the last time I think we even had a podcast is the member sign up off the website. So I want to kind of touch base on that, which people, as they go out and register last race or even this race, you go out to the website, you can create your account, and basically you can add a profile. So if you have a family of 5, previously you have to go in and register each person and pay for it. Now just go in, create your profiles, save the profiles for all your family, and then one-stop shop, you can register and pay for the races as well. So that was a huge accomplishment that Zach did right around the state fair. We just had too much going on, but thanks, Zach, if he's paying attention or listening. That good job on that.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because earlier I got distracted on something. I was trying to look that up because I just seen today that I'm gonna throw names out here. Sarah Troy had posted a thing saying, "Just here to say, registration was fire with that new profile setup." That's really cool hearing that. I mean, all the work that he puts into that, and I know you help and everything, and it's one of those things where you kind of like to hear that it's actually working out for everybody.
Yeah.
So,
if anybody, I mean, the amount of time and effort that Zach's put into this, he's built it from nothing. So it wasn't like a template or something like that. He's hard coded everything for the site, and he's working hard behind the scenes. He's working on another project. I haven't been able to touch base with him for the last couple of weeks, but this guy he's been a little busy too, but he's working on something else that might help us out next year.
Yeah. You know what I like too is sometimes I hate to bug you guys when I'll have a racer call and say, "Hey, what about this?" And me, I'm not that tech guy, not all the time. On here, obviously I can fix some stuff, but I'll say, "Let me check," and I'll call him. And I've called him before and been like, "Hey, Zach, this is what's going on, such and such." Well, by the time I get done yakking, he's like, "Done."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "What do you mean? It's fixed." How the heck do you just fix it that quick? It's like, yeah, Johnny on the spot there. So it's really cool to see the compliments. I hope he understands we've never been in a situation like this. I mean, if you're just coming into the series right now, they probably don't appreciate it as much. The people that's been here for all 22 years, and stuff, or 10 years, 5 years. We've never been in this situation where between the 3 of you guys, with yourself, with Sabrina, and with Zach, everything that's came together with like you guys' little, I get excited just getting the texts from you guys, seeing what you guys are going back and forth, and all of a sudden Zach puts his little hand up, and says, "I got an idea." And tomorrow that idea is actually, here, but we just came so far from the mailing in the letters to us, open them up all the time to get the check and, and you're paid and such, and to now to being able to go in there and, well, number one, even watch you guys that are you can go in there and pre-register. And I've timed you. You've asked me to do it. It's the only reason.
No, I have not.
But
I didn't agree to that.
But I've timed you doing several of them. In less than 30 seconds, you've got people registered. I mean, that's absolutely amazing to what we've had before, and some people have asked, is it cheaper to pre-register? Nope, it's not cheaper. It's actually costing us more doing all this little stuff. If we count your time, it costs us a ton of time, So no, it's not cheaper, but when you can walk up to that registration and be there less than 30 seconds, if you've pre-registered and filled out your profile and stuff, it's amazing, and I know talking with you and some of the ideas you guys have for next year, it's like, and this profile thing now is absolutely amazing what we can do with it, with AMA allowing you to sign everything now. So came a long ways, man. You guys have way outdone yourselves. I appreciate it.
Yeah. More to come.
More to come. I love it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, we'll see what next year brings. There's some good ideas going and floating around. So Which,
Yeah.
speaking of ideas, I mean, this wasn't on our list, but we need to kind of get thrown out there about rule changes for, oh my God, 2026 already. Whew, just to think about that. So it's that time to think. I've got an idea or suggestion. We'll wait for a little bit, just kind of see how the racers feel about it. But yeah, it's those times to gather. I know that the goal is to have the ideas by round 7 or at the end of round 7, so we can get those communicated and talk through and get everybody educated on it before we get to the banquet. And that way the decisions are made prior to the banquet. So heading into the banquet, everybody knows what's going to be expected for 2026.
Yeah. And, we've always waited till the banquet to do that. Last year we did it. What was that? Early December, I think it was.
Yeah. We kind of took advantage of the podcast and was working through that.
And I think that worked out really good. Too many changes. The side-by-sides is really hard because they're just bigger machines and changes. So ATVs, I don't think it's quite as hard. It's usually not the machine, you know what I mean, with the changes. It's more the procedures, or how it's happening type situation. But yeah, we need to get on that. So I'm glad you brought that up. That's something that suggestions can be dropped off at the registration trailer. If you don't wants to be anonymous. I hate the anonymous just because you don't know. You can't ask questions and stuff, but I mean, it is what it is. But
we also have the ATV committee as well. So
correct. Yep. So the guys have done a good job anytime we've asked them. So there's been some call-ins after the last race. Stuff was brought up, and and the committee brought it to me, and it was dealt with. So I don't want to overwhelm them, but I think they've done a great job. So I can't remember on the committee. Was that something that we were voting on each year, or was that like a 2-year thing, or how was we doing that? I think it was up each year. Just
to get it started, yeah, it's up for a vote. So that as well, we need to work on that. For 2026 representatives.
Yeah. So if anybody's interested in being on there, you want to make a nomination or something like that, they're more than welcome to. And then that will probably be something that we will do at the banquet, though. Probably finalize that part of it. So, and speaking of the banquet, we've been kind of seems like it's sneaking up on us. Well, it is really, because we typically have into October to get everything set up to try getting it done. Now we're at the end of September. We've got to have it done. So we are working on that right now. We'll let everybody know as soon as we can. Would like to ideally have a flyer out there at the last race, so people can sign up and stuff like that. So maybe we need to talk to Zach. Maybe we can do that easier online instead of on paper, but we'll see.
Done. We'll work on it.
So
we did do a banquet thing last year. We had a banquet. We'll get it out there as well.
Yep.
Actually, I think if I recall, it's built. It's just hidden behind the scenes.
Is it? Okay.
Yep.
Cool. Have a lot of fun there.
Yeah. Man, we were jumped ahead. We were only supposed to do round 5 recap, touch a little bit about the state fair race. Here we are trying to wrap things up. I mean, not that we're trying to rush, but yeah, it's a lot coming up. We feel, even though there's 2 races, there's still a lot to do.
Yeah. One thing I know we skipped over, kind of mentioned it very quickly. Yeah. But I'd like to cover 2 more things that we really didn't talk about too much. Number 1 was the Iowa State Fair race.
Yep.
The Iowa State Fair. What's that?
Let's talk about it.
Well, I can recap it really quick. Believe it or not, I can, Chris.
Okay. You
So
do it.
behind the scenes, nobody out there, and I promise you, nobody realizes the time and effort that yourself and Zach, put in getting that all set up, the changes that are made, you know what I mean, to sign up for that race.
Mm-hmm.
We know the time limits are out there. We know that we can't register that day, So everything that goes on before that race is absolutely nuts. We also know behind the scene what happens that day in order to make it run like it runs. And I'm always proud of, after every time we've been there, we've had guys come up. Typically, it's more TT guys than cross country guys because they're kind of used to that format. But I mean, you've heard this. How many times do you hear people come up and say, man, that ran smooth? And you and I are like, did it? Like, really? But on the outside looking in, I mean, it is. We had a few breaks this year, I guess, in the racing. But for the most part, it's nonstop, and there's always something going on. We had more people in the crowd this year. We set a record for the fair. Correct me if I'm wrong here, Chris. I can't tell you the exact same number, but didn't we have like 180 the first year? And then it was like 208, I think it was, or something like that.
Yep, you're close.
This year we were somewhere around, I think it was like 121 or something like that, like the Thursday before, or the Saturday before. So you and Trace, what's that?
2 days before, because we cut off on Wednesday the 6th.
Yeah.
So the Monday didn't look too bad, or the weekend we thought numbers were low, and then the last 2 days it just blew up. I mean, I couldn't keep a handle on it. It got crazy.
Yeah, we had to shut it down early. Yeah. So there's a lot went into that. But why I say this is I was going to save this for what's bugging Andy, and I still will. We'll save that part of it. But the biggest thing that I can take out of that race, Chris, is we had some top-notch TT guys there. We had some motocross guys there. We had Adam McGill, one of our top pro GNCC guys there. We had some of our cross-country. We had a lot of our cross-country guys there, And with that rain, well, let me back up. If that morning, I don't know if you were over at the writers' meeting, and we were trying to hurry through because we knew we were going to get rain. But do you remember what I said there about that event? The coolest part about that is that we get to put our sport in the forefront of all these people coming through the fair. 120, almost 130,000 people came through that day and had an opportunity. We've seen a ton of, sometimes it don't look like there's a lot in the stands, but then you look up 5 minutes later and there's a lot, They don't sit there the whole day, but they work in and kind of see it. And I know I've had at least 3 or 4 people that's contacted us that came to the fair to watch, and now they want to race. So it does work, but it puts our sport in the forefront of people, being able to see it for the first time sometimes. A free admission, to the grandstand was awesome. But I mentioned there that was the best part is we have so many different disciplines was going to be there. And our sport had 268 riders. You never say too many, but that was almost too many for, I think the weather helped us, You
can't say that was almost, that was too many.
Yeah.
I'll say it.
You're right. You're right. So I think it's fair to say that next year there will be a cap, more than likely, a little bit tighter cap where we don't get that high. So we can manage it just a little bit better and stuff. But I thought you guys did a great job of managing it with the numbers that were there and some of the stuff that's thrown at you that day, So
I think we got a few lessons learned out of this one. I mean, I think we got a little spoiled the last couple of years, but this one was a true wake-up call of we can't do the norm that we were doing. I think we've got to change a few things behind the scenes, and maybe we need to have a couple built-in breaks. There's just some behind the scenes things that has to be done that takes a little bit of time. If we have B mains, we have B mains, but then we got to recalculate everything and get everything reprinted for A mains. So there's there's some behind the scenes stuff that we got to get hammered out. But
Yep. And there could be some changes coming from next year. I just had a conversation today with Toby about this. There could be some changes coming. So the cool part is everybody that's a part of that, including the sponsors, the riders, the families, everything. They get a chance to shine in a different way. We get some cross country guys. So that's just not my kind of racing. I'll be the first one to say it. And I've said it even that day was you can have a great TT guy, but you bring in a great XC guy, maybe not a national caliber or nothing, but I think the XC guys, they take on everything. And to me, the XC becomes not a specified discipline. It'll spread out to any discipline. We see the XC guys go take on motocross races. We see XC guys go to TT races. It's different when they go there as it is. I mean, the first race, I forget that cat's name that races TT most of the time, and he came down to the very first race this year down at where was it? Not Weldon. Where's our first down in Missouri? Trenton.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
See, all my names and places are all mixed up. Yes.
But I remember he came to Trenton to race, and after that, I think it was the first or second lap, he pulled off. He said it was too rough. I couldn't stop laughing. It's like, but that's the difference. The cross country guys, the way they're built, the way they're used to taking on anything that's thrown at them, it just makes them such a special rider. And it's such a cool time to be able to shine, at the Iowa State Fair. So it's really cool. But I just thought everybody did a great job there. Yeah, it was a great day in my opinion. So, and then really quick, Cahokia. I don't want to forget about that. We haven't got a chance to really talk about Cahokia a lot.
Two things on Cahokia.
Yeah.
One, very proud of everybody. I mean, it was felt like a very smooth race. I mean, I think we only had 3 scoring issues all day long. I mean, that is my dream of not having too many issues. Everything ran smooth. Everybody was kind. I mean, that's kind of maybe our new topic is respect and being thankful and respectful of each other. So everybody, I mean, it kind of felt like it was a back to the family atmosphere during the race. And of course, we're getting this question about, are we going to supply more freeze pops? No. Fall weather, I thought, I'm going to have to bring some hoodie. I'm going to have to make sure that I'm warm. But man, have you seen the temperature?
Yeah.
We're going to be,
91,
we're back to, I'm showing 97 for Saturday. So we're back to August weather. So,
oh, wow.
I mean, do you have any more freeze pops? Because logistically, I can't bring any. I won't. I don't have a way to freeze them while traveling all over Friday.
Well, I'd be lying if I said I haven't ate a few in the last week or so. We do have some left. Not a ton, but we do have some left. It'd probably be just enough to tease about half the people. But yeah, that worked out really good down there. It was awesome to see Grabers have those there and stuff. That was really cool. So and then they brought what was left over down to Weldon, or not Weldon. Keep saying Weldon.
We're all stuck Weldon.
Right. Yeah, we're geared. It's like what do you call that? Vision? Tunnel vision.
Yeah, tunnel vision, man. That's
so
it's lack of sleep.
But no, on Cahokia, I just wanted to recap really quick. We got to thank Thad Trump. There was a lot of stuff done down there. He was out there almost every single day. I think it was every single day as a landowner, working and helping and doing stuff like with the covered bridge, making sure that was put back up. All that water that we got actually washed it down a little bit. So he had to go basically retrieve that, get it set back up, and then, fix the exit. I think it was off a little bit, and it was really cool, but Thad, Bold Off Road with Dave over there and his crew in Colgan, Iowa. that was the third shot at getting to sponsor a race. We finally had his race. So I know he couldn't be there, but definitely got to thank Dave and their whole crew over there at Bold Off-Road. Appreciate them doing that. And then I can't say enough about the crew. The crew just kicked butt down there, got it all laid out. I know it sounds like everything was laid out, but there's so much stuff down and some changes that had to be made and stuff. And it was everybody. I mean, it's just it's unbelievable. And I know a lot of the racers. I was talking to Joe Lutz today, and we were just talking about just different stuff. And Joe mentioned, he goes, my favorite track so far this year has to be Cahokia. I almost said Weldon.
Yep, see? Sorry.
Had to be Cahokia. I know my grandson absolutely loved it. He won his first A class down there, It just he won C class down there last year. He said something about that track. I just love it, So it's cool when you hear those things. Some of the kids, is really talking about having some of the straightaways, a little bit bigger straightaways, that they got to open it up a little bit and the tight, and stuff. And going down in, around kind of in that kid's course, but it's when the adults came through there. I think I got some pictures I should have sent to you to put up there, but it was really cool. It's almost like you're at a mini GNCC, you're getting all the people down in some of them sections and, and it was just really cool. And it's seeing everybody spend the night, and stuff. We had to leave early, but it's just a lot of fun, and that race turned out really well for a makeup race, so yeah, but definitely appreciate everybody involved in there and the racers and everything. It was super nice. So, but now it's on to Weldon. So,
well, I will, one other thing about Cahokia, you guys changed the start. So the start was a brand new area that you guys created. So kudos to all the guys working hard.
Hey, that is a Paul Cirque. I got to give him credit because so we had a situation the first time, so we weren't going to go across the road.
Yep.
So we were going to be, we had it all laid out there, ready to go, but it was going to be a tight deal, And then we came back. Most people probably don't even know this. We were actually going to put it across the road. I think you and I had even talked and let you know, hey, we're going back across the road at this race.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then Paul calls me. I think it was the night before, and like maybe Tuesday or Wednesday night we were talking, and he's like, no, we came up with another idea. And it's like, it worked great because that's actually overflow parking for us back there. A lot of people don't know about. And he had a great idea that because we had a hard time getting you from where we were going to start running this direction. So it might be a thing where we start the way we went this year, we start here. The way we go next, the last year we'd start across the road. So we'll be moving that, around and stuff. So, but we are working on the schedule, not to jump off of that race, but just made me think about it when I said in the future. But we are working on the schedule right now, trying to get that down. We know we think we're replacing one track. We'll know more in a couple weeks on that, but we're preparing for that, I guess. And so we're going to be going out and looking for new tracks. We'll try to at least get the dates out as quick as possible. But I always warn everybody, we got enough people racing the GNCC, and we're proud of them people for making it. Speaking of that, this weekend, did you happen to see that?
We had a couple new winners there, GNCC.
Yeah.
I didn't get on Facebook a whole lot. I kind of been staying away from it, but I did catch to see how everybody was doing.
Tell me who won.
Well, I'm going to get the classes wrong. I know Jackson Carroll won. I think it was utility A class.
A class, yep.
And then Anthony Goldsberry, I heard, won.
Yes.
Don't ask me what class that was.
And of course, I forget what year it was. A C class, I believe. But I forget like what age class it was.
Yeah.
They've got like 10 C classes.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's really cool. I know he's getting a new on that new machine. He's finally getting the suspension figured out, I was told, and did really good. I was super impressed there. And Jackson, on a new machine, for him this year, and kind of halfway through the season, I think, that was really cool to see them guys pull off. And yeah.
Well,
So
yeah, Jackson won.
But I mention that because we are working.
Go ahead.
What's that?
I was just going to mention that Jackson was coming off his first win of the year in the open utility class at Cahokia as well. So
yes, yeah, he's on a roll. So, but working on the schedule for next year already. Some with the tracks, some with just trying to get the dates. But then we always struggle. I'm hoping we can get something figured out with GNCC to where we can get the dates maybe a little early or something, so we can get those out ASAP and not have changes. But we'll try to only make one change this year if we have to once those dates come out. But we kind of go off of last year's schedule trying to, to figure it out. So we do have a couple tracks. It's looking like potentially have two of them kind of before planning season, maybe not. So might have two in April this year. I'm not really sure, but hopefully get back to just one in September and one in early October. That first week in October, I'd like to get back to next year. So spread them out a little bit more and, not have the 2 weeks apart, I think 2 or 3 times this year. So made it tough, but definitely working on the schedule. So hopefully we have that sooner than later. So, yeah. Look at that, Chris. We're at 101.
I know. I got one other thing. One other shameless plug here for Ty Lube. Ty Lube won't be at the track this weekend. As we all have family commitments here and there. I think kids have soccer. So if you need fuel or any of the other Ty Lube products that Chad Bodorf offers, get a hold of him before. I believe that he said that he has to leave right after it would be the youth race. So the first race of the day, they got to head back to town for some kids sports. So Ty Lube van won't be there, but if you need some sort of Ty Lube product, reach out to Chad ahead of time.
Cool. Yeah. And don't forget too, with the Ty Lube, a lot of people, I think last year kind of messed that up a little bit. He's, again, we can't thank him enough because it may not seem like a lot when he gives those $20 gift cards when you first think about that. That's a lot of profit. He's not making a ton of profit on that. He's trying to help people out with some of the best lubricants, and sprays and filter and stuff that you can get. And he's doing a lot of that on his own and stuff. So I give him tons of credit, but you got to remember that little thing that he put together for us last year. And it's a gift card. Basically, it's $20 you get on certain classes. You get to go over to his stand and purchase it, use that $20 up. And the reason I'm really talking about this now, Chris, is the fact that he's only going to be there for a very small amount of time, which means in 2 weeks when we go to Murray, with all the stuff going on, if you have not used your cards, that $20 card that he gives you, if you haven't used that, you have to use it by the end of the year, because only the people that have used that, the way I understand it, are putting in for the drawing at the banquet. For the
Top Gun, the Top Gun Racer Award.
Yes. Yep. It's kind of like Survivor, when you have the idol in your pocket and you get voted off the island.
Yep.
Yeah. How would you like to have a card for somebody that's helping the series out so much and having, there's been a ton of fuel. People have, switched over and are running that fuel so they know it's there. But you got a gift certificate that you can pick it up at the track, but you fail to do that. So now you don't get your gift card, plus you don't get in for the Top Gun drawing, so take advantage of that and thank Chad and Tylube and let them know we appreciate everything they're doing and having stuff, at the races. So we need more people like that, get that vendor row going back again at the races. So
yeah. So a couple questions popped up. We're gonna go back and talk about Weldon since it's on both of our minds all night long.
Let's go. What do we got?
What parking situation? So what is your 1 minute recap of parking?
So 1 minute means that you have about a football field in between where you park and where we start. Okay. So remember where we start is in between, kind of like the pit area that we give you, which was really cool last year. If you remember that, right? Everybody was kind of grouped up in there and you could kind of pull off the track and pit and everybody was helping everybody. We had tents, we had barbecues going. It was awesome. Okay. I'm trying to hurry because I only got 1 minute. But where we park is when you come in that long driveway, it's to your right. The track does not go down there. So we do have about a football field in between the parking and the track, or in the start. And then the start is basically right by where everybody parks on the other side. So the very north side is the park, or where everybody can pit, bring your stuff down there, bring a vehicle down, park it, off to the side. You can put your tent up, chairs, whatever you want. Then in between is the starting area. Really nice starting area there right by the motocross. And then the far south end where you come in is where all the parking is. And there is parking. If you remember, if we drive down the long driveway, if you get there early, I call them VIP spots, is right along that fence. There is places to park the camper, and you'd just be facing right out to you'd walk out your door and be right on the gravel road. And there's not a lot of traffic on that gravel road or the gravel driveway during the race. So, so that's the parking. Was that a minute?
Yeah, we'll give it to you. I didn't have the stopwatch going, but I'll give that to you. Oh, Zach's just joined. He's missed all the nice comments that we made about him. Taking them back now. Taking them back.
Do we have another question?
No, buddy.
Oh, just one?
Well, Zach made a comment that not appropriate to display, so. So
now
what is bugging Andy? Wrap us up here.
This is a good one. Do I have a minute for this one?
You can have a couple.
Okay. So this is a good one because I am sick of hearing and seeing something that keeps getting posted and talked about. And I actually brought it up at the Iowa State Fair. So I don't know if maybe that's kind of brought this up, but in that writers meeting, I started to talk earlier. I mentioned that a lot of people, I guarantee you've seen this, and there's been stuff that talked about, oh, it's a dying sport, and I've seen writers talk about this. I've seen people outside of our sport talk about this. Well, if it's a dying sport, why does it keep growing? The Iowa State Fair, we just had a record set there. It's one of the biggest one day, not national events, for something like that for four-wheelers, only four-wheelers. We do something kind of rare or odd here in Iowa, outside of the side-by-sides that we're still on four wheels. And we have nothing against the dirt bikes. You know this, Chris. We love the dirt bikes. It's just that's not our passion. We have people in Iowa that do that. Let them do that so we can go watch and participate there. But in Iowa, in the Iowa ATV Hare Scramble Series, it's all about being on all four, okay? All four wheels, ATVs, right? Whether it be our 4-year-olds or whether it be our guys that are 71, 72-year-olds that are driving. That's our passion. If you want to look me in the eye and tell me it's a dying sport, I'm telling you, you're not paying attention, point blank. Okay. We've been growing, and this year we've had a huge growth. We've had almost, I would call it about a perfect year, with what's going on. you guys have made it easier to sign up, easier to be a part of the sport with AMA's help and Zach's help and Sabrina and yours. I mean, it's been amazing the changes that make everything easier. Our count has went way up. You know, we're on the brink of having 2 sessions, you know, talking about that again. We haven't had that since before COVID. So yes, COVID really hurt us. Yes, machines haven't been made a lot since then. But I will throw one thing out to you during the What's Bugging Andy. And I will have I would like to have this information either text to me or given to me at the banquet, or not the banquet, at the next race or the next 2 races. This is one reason you've got to believe in the sport. You've got to believe in whatever you're doing. And if you're one of these people or you know, or maybe it's people outside of our sports that's saying it's dying, you probably shouldn't be here. You probably shouldn't be a part of it. It's like cancer to the sport. You know what I mean? We have great families. We have great little ones. Our future looks awesome. We got over 55 kids in the 90 class. Okay. You can't show me hardly another place in this country that has as many kids like that as what we have. And I think it's awesome. Our youth, our adults, you know, we got clear down to about 90, if I remember right. You can help me here, Chris. Roughly 90 adults, you know, the last couple of years, you know, since COVID and stuff and everything. And this year we're hitting 150 some, you know. I think we've been between 140 and 150. So I would just say to anybody, not to be that guy, but I'm going to be, is, you know, maybe check it at the doorstep when you say the sport's dying, because the sport's not dying unless we allow it to die. And we're going to do everything we can to make sure that never happens. And, you know, record count and the Iowa State Fair this year in front of 120-some thousand people coming through the gate, the opportunity that we have, if you're not participating in it and you're saying it's dying, yeah, maybe you should get involved. Okay. But the people that are there and having a great time, the people that's been here, we got a lot of new families. I've got at least 3 or 4 more youth starting this time. I've got at least 2 more adults starting this time. We got families coming back to the sport. The sport ain't dying. The sport is as strong as I think as it's ever been as far as a growth right now. And we can't thank the dealers, the sponsors, the landowners, everybody that's a part of this, the parents of the youth that's allowing them to come and bring and spend the whole time with us on the weekends. And yeah, that's my What's Bugging Andy is this sport is growing. It's growing fast. And AMA I've talked to, you know, you better hang on because we have a lot of potential in this sport still. And we haven't even started to tap out yet. So I know that took more than a minute, but.
Wow. That was like the strongest What's Bugging Andy in a while. You know that this segment is probably the most popular segment of the whole podcast, that people ask about this segment. So you got to step up your game a little bit more.
I think people just like to see me whine a little bit.
Oh.
But this one's easy, Chris. You know, you and I have talked about this so many times. The sport, you know, if we didn't have the passion for this sport, the people that are helping us do this, you know what I mean, didn't have the passion for the sport, it wouldn't be no good at all. I mean, the volunteer time that goes into this, and the best thing you can do for a payment is see all these little kids. We hit 100 little kids, 100 youth riders, you know, is amazing. So it don't take much to get me riled up when it talks about the sport itself. And the dying part of this sport is, you know, it's not under my watch. I guarantee you. So it's cool. I love it. I love it. I think we're in a good spot. I think we're in a great growth. You know, I guarantee we've given out over 5 numbers in the last week and a half, you know, so it keeps going the right direction. We know we have to make changes. Anytime you start to grow like this, you have some changes to make, and that's stuff that we'll be making over the winter time. You know, you can't make them all during the year. So we're looking at maybe some different classes. We're looking at just all kinds of different stuff. And that's why, you know, you asked for suggestions early. So yeah, if you think the sport's dying or if you think it's soft, like I've seen, you probably, one, don't know the whole situation, or number two, you're not involved, and if you're getting left in the background because you're not involved, then, sit back silently and watch what happens, because we're excited about it. So,
yeah. But
yep.
you totally skipped over this comment, though. Zach's ribbon, about the Bears.
Oh, Zach. And I said so many good things about him.
I know. I had high hopes for the Bears too, but
why do we even have to bring that up? We just man, Zach.
High hopes, man. I have Williams as my backup quarterback, and wasn't very good.
Yeah, it still hurts enough that I can't say anything, but I will say this. Zach, maybe we need to make a bet on the next Vikings-Bears game. And that'll be in his territory. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Well, Chris, I thank you. I know you've got a lot going on and taking the time tonight. We're an hour 20 now. We were going to try to keep it. No, I guess an hour 16. But I know we're going to try keeping it short. We had a lot to talk about. I hope everybody enjoyed it. I think we got through pretty much everything. 100% of the focus is on Weldon right now, making it the best. And, we've said this 100 times. I guarantee in 22 years, this has always been our motto. It's not to see how big, I don't care if we're ever the biggest, series out there. It's just every single race we want to put on the best event that we possibly can. And there's going to be things that go wrong. There's going to be drama maybe, but it's how you deal with it, how you fix things, and you move forward, and that's what we're doing. So I can tell you that I'm looking very forward to going down and seeing the Bear family and Central Iowa Towing and Recovery, as being a part of this, and Power Sports Share and everybody else involved, and all of our volunteers and our crew, the racers, the kids. I can't wait for Even Murray, to Saturday night is just so fun down there. So,
yep. And registrations went up 5 people since we've been on the podcast. Nice. So still plenty of time to go out there and get registered for the race. So Thursday, 5 p.m.
Awesome.
Plug.
I will tell you really quick, though, this ain't part of what's bugging Andy. We are always looking for more track crew. We have a lot of work going on this week to clear out a bunch of timber and stuff. But if anybody that would like to start being a part of this, of the track crew, it can be a split. You don't have to be there the whole time, but a lot of our crew are there from start to finish. Last one's a leave type thing. But we can definitely use some help building the tracks, especially if we start getting some more new tracks. That takes a lot of work. And but then the day of, we have 2 of our guys that race, so we definitely could use some more help the day of the race with the sweeping and going out and watching some spots. So if there's anybody out there that ever has thought about doing that, we've had some new guys the last couple of years. It's been a huge 3 or 4 guys, actually. It's been a huge help. So can't think of enough, but if you're interested in maybe helping out or doing something like that, let us know. And it's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun too. So pretty rewarding, I think.
Heck, if you don't have a quad, get out there and work on the track if you want to help. Otherwise, I'm looking for some additional help at scoring.
There we go. Yeah.
I'm looking for maybe somebody to help me out a little bit more.
Zach? What's Zach doing?
Zach has to show up first and not hurt himself or his machine.
He kind of seems like almost like a quarterback that I seen last night that didn't show up for the first 3 quarters and then shows up and does an awesome job the last quarter. Maybe that's just something that happens in Minnesota. I don't know.
Ouch. All right, buddy. Oh, well, we'll see you. I'll be pulling in about 1 o'clock. So 1 a.m. Saturday morning. So save a spot for me.
Sounds good. All right.
All
Thanks,
right.
Chris. Thanks, everybody.
I'll see you later.
See ya.